Hey, there's Liv Harrison. How are you?
Hi, friend.
I can't believe you're here.
This is so exciting.
It is
Very
so good to
pumped.
see you.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations to you. What are you on, podcast episode like 5,000?
No, but thank you. Number 21. It's not that exciting.
Oh, it is so good to see you. I feel like we
So
haven't
good to
seen
see
each
you.
other for like 6 pandemics or something.
I know. Well, you've been saving the children. So I've been hiding in my house and you've been saving children. So,
Saving
samesies.
them from knowing real English or what. I've
And
been
listen,
starring as
you're
a
a hero.
English teacher. I've been having fun in the classroom.
Yeah,
You
you're a
used to be a
frontline.
teacher. You taught
I
me
did.
everything
I
I
was a
know.
teacher. Yeah, I was a teacher. It was some of the hardest work I've ever done in my entire life was being a teacher. It was not my calling. I was really good at it. It's probably the first lesson I ever had about passion. It was not my passion. Just because you're good at something doesn't mean that it's necessarily your passion. And I learned that very quickly because my heart just wasn't in it. But I was good at it and I love the kids, but it just wasn't my thing, you know?
That was my daughter. She's just visiting. Do you want to say hello?
Hello.
All right, go.
Hello.
Mommy, is it actually okay for me to come?
You can bring that home, but you have to stay quiet for the next 30 minutes if you want to bring that home. Deal?
Am I actually allowed?
Yes, you are. See you later, alligator. Well, as you can see, I have 5 children.
This is real life.
It's real life. And I started this media company because you, Liv, inspired me to try to do something with all of my energy. And so I've been spending so much time at your feet, like kneeling down watching you as you do ministry, and you now started this podcast and you got us all through the pandemic after the Genius Women's Conference. Literally, my besties, we went to Dallas. We had no idea that life was going to change forever after that conference. We knew it would because we heard the conference was amazing, but you got us through a pandemic. I mean, I think you kind of like launched the pandemic in Dallas or something. I don't know what happened.
It is a crazy story. It really is. It's so funny because Shannon Went is a friend of mine and she lives in Grand Rapids, Michigan. She has a little tiny company
Yeah,
called
I've heard of it. What is it?
Life.
Oh,
Yeah, Choose no big deal.
Choose Life, the
And
baby rosary necklaces. I bought them for all my friends throughout the years, and I met her through you.
amazing. Yeah, she's fantastic. Well, it's a funny story because I met her at Adele 17, which is where my life really began, was at the Adele conference that was put on by Jen Fulweiler and Hallie Lord out in Austin.
I wanted to be there, but I couldn't. I was pregnant again.
It was great.
Forever.
And it was the last night and she was sitting at the hotel bar and I went and I sat next to her and I was like, can I buy you a beer? Like, it sounds like a pickup line. And I was like, queso. It was like midnight, 1 a.m. And we stayed up to like, I don't know, 3 at the bar, eating queso, drinking beer. And
were you having
thank
China?
you, like a year later, year and a half, my family, we decided to go to Michigan because my kids, we figured out they were so close to going to all 50 states. And we were going to Hawaii in the summer. We were like, we got to finish out the states so Hawaii can be their 50th state.
That is
Michigan was one of the ones left. I know, it was crazy. So I Facebook her and I was like, hey,
Did you say
random
Facebook?
lady
Like, that's a verb.
that bought queso for, like, I hadn't like spoken to her. Like, we didn't like stay friends, you know? I mean, like, we were like, you know, social media acquaintances. And she not only invited us to her home, but they made us a huge breakfast in their home when we were in Michigan. Cakes. It was so rad. Like, I love this little Catholic world. And so when I was doing Genius, Shannon was like, I'm flying down. But the story goes, she called me 2 days before Genius and says, hey, are you thinking about not doing the conference? And I was like, why? Like, what?
You watch
No.
the news or what?
Yeah. It was like, what about this whole coronavirus thing? And I was like, that's in California. I was like, come on.
That's another country anyway.
Please. Yeah, exactly. That's their problem. Yeah, I'm serious.
California.
It was scary because it had kind of gotten my attention at that point. And I called some doctor friends and they were like, you'll be fine. It'll be fine. Looking back, man, I tell you what, we lucked out.
We lucked out because we were in each other's laps. I mean, we were hugging and crying.
From all over the country.
I mean, we were in 80s gear. It was, I think it was kind of like my bachelorette party that I never threw because
that's my point. That's what I wanted.
It was a giant slumber party, but with really, really solid women. I mean, there were the speakers who were phenomenal. Like, I can't believe you wrote this conference. You worked with Fullness of Truth. You and Nathan did this, but not just the speakers who I've met and will be interviewing some of them for this amazing adventure. Literally, the women who attended have become friends of mine from all over the country.
So great.
I mean, you're an international speaker. I mean, Canada. But these
if we're counting Zoom, yes, I am in high demand with Zoom.
Zoom
like
everywhere. Zoom is life.
I'm not special.
Just Zoom it. That's it. We Zoom all day. We don't get to see people. It's the worst.
It is the worst. But Genius was a good way to go out. The conference was great. And yeah, it's really interesting because like none of us knew that was the last mass we were all going to attend, or confession or hugs or all sorts of things for months, you know, and it's really beautiful how God took this group of women, and it is a special conference. It is. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's not. It is. It was written with a lot of intention and very different than any conference that's out there. And so it's a shame that it's been put on pause because of the world, but everything's on pause. So it's not personal, but
it doesn't take offense. The conference knows you love it. I mean, it's not mad.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see what happens at conferences in the future. I don't know if people will ever clump together by the 100 again. We'll see.
We will, my friends. I am saying it as though I'm saying, Lord, please. Honestly, we're going to go back to normal. I believe it.
I hope so. Well, normal with changes. I think there were some things that were put into motion by the pandemic that have been really profound and incredible, and hopefully they stay.
I agree. Like my nails, for instance. I have nails that my daughter did from her pandemic nail gel creation apparatus. So half of my nails are done. Half are not done, but the gel has gone all the way over to my skin because my 10-year-old incredible just learned for the first time how to do this. So as I put them under and watched my skin burn, I just smiled and said, it's 2020. This is how we get our nails done now, here in our living room from our 10-year-old. I'm like, can you please give me a massage? Can I have a little extra massage on my feet, please? And can you do my eyebrows?
Nice. You're brave. I think that's
not do my eyebrows. You saw her online the other night with your friend Jess Finelli, the liturgical makeup queen.
There you go. It was so cute. I was so impressed. Like, Greta is amazing. I was like, what?
Well, Kana was her muse.
Kana does not know her stuff with makeup.
Greta genius. Literally the little genius at the conference with her cute little shirt on. I mean, Kana makes me want to be a better human. I mean, she is together. When I grow up, I want to be her.
She's
She's amazing. You and Nathan and your little holy family, and Zachary, he's a better English teacher than me. I mean, we just everything I know about Shakespeare and Socratic seminars.
No, he wants to be a writer. So hopefully he'll get there and he'll do it. I told him to go into plumbing. I was like, look, you want to write, that's fine. But you're also a Catholic man. You'll probably have 8 kids. So you got to be able to feed them. I'm not against your dream. I'm here for it. But have something that can put, like until you make it, until you're like Crichton or I don't know, John Grisham. Like,
I think he's going to be like Bishop Barron. I mean, he's going to write books like that. This book Barron wrote about religion and Facebook. It was for a talk he gave, I believe, at Facebook. Zach something like that. I mean, I've heard Zach speak about faith. I mean, I listen to your conversations in the background when we talk for 4 hours at a time. He is phenomenal. And I know why, because when you came to Stanford to be the keynote speaker at my conference for my women's conference, your husband was our Uber.
It was so awesome.
It was the best party ever. Your husband drove us all around town, and I got to hear all about his parenting style and the way he loves you. And then you guys were smooching in the front. I was like, this is the greatest moment of my life, being like a little camera into the Harrison household. I mean, you really love each other. It's not just show.
No, it's not just show. That is true. We've been together 26 years, but we've been married 20 of this 26.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I say all the time, I think when you meet as teenagers, you never really leave it. Like, I don't think we understand. Well, okay, Nathan does. Because Nathan, my husband, is 98 years old. He is the oldest human being ever. He's like more adulty. And I'm actually 17. Like, I am like, it's not an act. It's not something I try to do. It's just who I am. And I met him at 15 and I act like we still are. So I don't like know any better. It's kind of sad.
It's adorable. I love
it. A good thing. I think I got stunted in my emotional growth. So for Nathan, it works out. He gets like his face made out with all the time. So hopefully that's a positive for him. But
men everywhere, the Catholic men or Protestants, any man would be like, I'm good with that. I want my cute wife to be smooching me.
Well, but clean dishes, that's another thing. So I'm good at the making out. I'm not so good at the housewife stuff, whatever. So we all have our thing.
Well, I think you're incredibly intellectually intelligent and challenging in my life because you helped me with the relational ministry, positivity, and communication. Your 3 strengths with Strength Finders. And you talk about it so much that I have told everyone I've met to take Strength Finders, to do Strength Finders, and we have those similar strengths. I've realized in the pandemic, I've actually been a terrible communicator because my brain got stolen by COVID. I haven't had COVID, but it literally came in and like was a thief in the night with the stress.
It's so hard for everybody. No one is themselves. Like it's almost like the zombie apocalypse. And you're like, that body looks like my 3rd grade teacher, but I'm not sure if it is. Like nobody is the same.
Yeah. Mark's like, where's my wife? And what did you do with her?
Yeah, right. It's tough, man. But at least everybody is like going through it. I think that's like the only good thing.
It's so good.
But it is nice that we can all like just look at each other and be like, yeah, COVID, great.
Well, it's great too. I was listening to Jen Fullweather's podcast, This is Jen, and she had Shandy on. We saw Shandy at the Speakeasy. And her friend's comedy special upstairs. And they were talking about how like COVID Thanksgiving allowed you to like peace out Uncle Bob. Because you'd be like, sorry, Bob, the governor said you just can't come, but everyone else is coming. But we reached our limit for you, Bob.
Right. We're done.
Friends, you can too, right? You can just be like, you know what? I've always wanted to tell you, friend, that you're the most narcissistic friend I've ever had. And then you're just like, it's cool. It's COVID. My brain was COVID-y.
It's fine. My brain was COVID-y. I like that. That was COVID-y. It's like, I keep telling everybody, it's like having a newborn, like you have a newborn and you have a good grace period of at least a year that you can always be like, oh, the baby. Like, I'm sorry.
I haven't slept.
And the baby was up all the night. And like, so you can like pick and choose when you want to be social and antisocial. But now I think the problem is that everything's antisocial. So it's like, I mean, everybody's fatigued, right, from the pandemic, and it's stressful. It's stressful. I know someone that literally just got out of the ICU. She was there for 40 days. She got released yesterday. It was on a ventilator. She's in her 30s.
Dang.
And it's like there's some intense stuff going on. So it's hard. It's really hard.
We have to either laugh about it or cry our eyes out. I think that was like a girl song one year. I don't know, but you have been really, really quarantining because of your health issues, and you shared.
Yeah, I'm diabetic. So I don't have the extra. Yeah, I don't get the extra like, oh, I'll be fine, you know, like I really don't know. And it's funny because I just had a Zoom not meeting, was it an appointment with my
Zoom
internist? Yeah, Zoom something, which is now my third Zoom internist appointment because I see her every 3 months to check up my diabetes, you know, and I'm able to do my blood work at home, which is crazy. I can do my A1C test. I do it in front of her on the Zoom, and I do my blood pressure. I have a blood pressure cuff, and I have an oxygen thing, and I do my temperature, and I do my weight. Like I'm basically an RN.
You are
And
amazing. And I heard
it's
that you got an award from the governor of Texas for the best A1C score of anyone in COVID. Congratulations.
thanks. Basically, I'm pretty excited. My internist was like, okay, so 3 months ago it was 5.8, which anyone in normal range for their blood sugar range, which an A1C number is your 30-day range, or I'm sorry, your 3-month range. It kind of gives an overall 3-month range. And so it should be between 4 and 6. Anything above 6, you're like diabetic. So when I got diagnosed with diabetes, I was in like the high 14s. Yeah, something crazy like that. So it took years to get my diabetes under control. And I was on hundreds of units of insulin. I did the shots in the stomach. I did the Humalog pen. I did the insulin. What was this? Oh geez, I even forgot what that was called. They like made it into, it looked like a pager. Like I would have to do it every 3 days. Anyway, I hated that one the most actually. So I've been through it all when it comes to diabetes. It's been a really, really long journey. And so I was a 5.1 this week. My
That's
A1.
amazing. I'm so proud of you.
So
Literally.
awesome. So I'm down to 1 medication, and I was taking it twice a day. And because I was diagnosed over 21 years ago. So I've had diabetes a really long time. It's been a part of my life for all my adulthood. And so she took me off of one of the pills. I mean, like I'm down to 1 pill, but I was taking it twice. Now I only have to take it once a day because she's like, ooh,
Congratulations.
crazy. Like that's a little low. Yeah. Wow. So, but we asked her, Nathan said, okay, so she's lost all this weight. I've lost 40 pounds in quarantine. My A1C is 5 points. Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. Well, I have nothing else to do. So he was like, do we have to be this crazy? Like, really, is she nuts? Like, no. You told her all these things, and she looked at him in the camera and said, you guys can't leave. She was like, I'm serious. Like, I've got a 4-year-old in the hospital right now who was fine 2 weeks ago, who isn't even testing positive, but is having these long effects from COVID. Liv, you've got diabetes. We don't know what it will. Yeah, I have no idea. Even though you're controlled, my body's had it for 20 years. So
here you are in your studio, in your house.
I am stuck inside. But it was nice to hear the doctor yet again say, yes, you were doing what you're supposed to do. Because you do feel like you're going crazy, especially those of us stuck inside when everybody else is doing all the normal things. And you're sitting in here going, am I making up a pandemic? Like,
you're not, but I'm going to show you a view. I'm going to show you a view here in Sarasota, Florida, so you can feel like you're out and about. Okay.
I appreciate it.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I feel like the girl in the bubble. Like an after special. Oh, geez.
Can you see it?
Holy smokes. Yeah, are you kidding? That's beautiful. Wow. I don't know why you would ever leave that spot.
I want you to come and ride in a boat. Let's go take a boat ride. Let's go take a boat ride. And we can go walk the beach.
I can't wait. I can't wait for all the things. You have no idea.
This is the Stickney Point Bridge. So when I was a kid, that bridge goes up when the tall boats come. So we would watch the bridge go up and down. And it was like an event, you know, like, oh, Grandma, the bridge is going up. Grandpa, can we have ice cream across the bridge? And this apartment here in Sarasota is my grandmother's sister lived here. And these Yoder sisters are just phenomenal. And this year, 2020, began with her passing away.
I know.
So, you know, one of the reasons we moved here was to be close to her. So in becoming friends with you this year, Liv, and celebrating all the things like Live to Laugh, your Instagram live series you did in the beginning of the
fun.
all the times we have had fun together and dreamed and planned, it helped me in missing Betty because she was a rascal. Like she would play practical jokes. She would wait in this elevator when we'd get home from the amusement parks or the beach with the door shut. So you didn't know someone was in there. And you'd press the button and you'd go in and she would jump out and be like, boom! And you literally, my grandma was a grandma then, and she would, you know, have a hard time not running to the bathroom. She was like, you scared me. And they were rascals, and they had Sister Day where they would play cards together every week. And it makes me think of
special.
Alexandra wants to have her birthday party with you and me.
I love her.
And we need
She's
to
one of my favorite
you and fly you here in like a private jet. And we can have a party right here by the water.
That'd be so awesome. Oh, friend, you have no idea. The only inside space I've been is CVS to get my flu shot. So,
well, and you were the king
of
of speaker in Orlando.
I did have to go stay somewhere. That's true. But like I'm not even doing anything. I wish. I cannot wait. It will be a glorious day. I haven't been to mass inside. I haven't I'm dying. We are so blessed to have a priest that will come to our home and give us the sacrament. I feel like we're in the underground.
I know. Would you have any advice for people who are listening who are also similarly quarantining more than the normal quarantine, which we're all trying to be careful, but you know, what are some habits you've gotten into to help you to feel like you're getting a change of scenery? I mean, you bought a new house, but what types of things are helping you?
Yeah, that was actually a game changer. And it, I think, quite possibly saved my life. I don't say that lightly. I needed this new house. I needed new energy. But you know, I gotta be honest. I don't think I'm doing that great at that question. Like, I don't think I have figured that out.
Yeah.
I know that I'm not figuring that space out. So what I have done is surround myself with people that can help me, because I'm not in a space to help myself. I'm not really, I guess I would say I'm surviving, which I don't like that. I like thriving, you know, and I'm really used to thriving. And I've been in such survival mode. So like, you know, my friendship with you, my relationship with my therapist, you know, I have some coaches that I have that, you know, I have meetings with that also are really good, because then I have something to look forward to. That's kind of more what that does for me, is I have something, because my kids are old. So like a lot of people have little kids, so they're still really busy in the day. You know, they've got little kid things to do all day. My kids are completely self-sufficient and completely on their own. And my husband has a really thriving business. So I am basically alone all the time. So it's really hard for me. So yeah, that's kind of what I've done more than anything, is I've just set up people to be in my life, because otherwise, I really don't leave my bed a lot. I mean, I really don't. I don't even go outside every day. So more than anything, I would talk to people who know people who are stuck inside still. There's some like verbiage that is a little harmful. Like, you know, it's hard when you're the ones who are sick and you're trying to stay well, and people are like, you guys should just stay home. You're like, we are staying home. Like, you know, like bringing that up all the time. That's kind of exhausting.
That is,
you know, because it's like, no, like we're inside, like we're already here. I mean, because today is, I don't know what it is in quarantine. We got into quarantine March 15th. So, you know, but that's all. Like, just being compassionate and considerate, and keep reaching out to those who are inside still, you know, and just continuously, even if they don't text back, or if they don't call back, or if they don't email back, just put it out there. I'll have people that constantly, all the time, email and text and call, and they'll just say, hey, I love you. You don't have to call me back. You don't have to text
me. Doesn't that make such a difference when someone just says, I'm thinking of you, I love you, here's a card.
Really kind.
Handwritten thank you cards. Like, we've started the Great Thank You Card Revolution in my classroom, and we've sent over 675 cards since August. And
That's
the idea, it's literally just, you get one, you write one. You get one, you write one. And my grandmothers, my mother, they all wrote cards every day. I'd wake up and my mom would have cards all over the counter.
Really?
She'd pay the bills and then she'd write the cards. And I was like, who passed away? Who needed a thank you? Whose birthday? She was the birthday card queen. You know, she does the kids' birthday parties. She taught me celebration. And so when I met you, I was like, I just met a party in a person. Like, this is a celebration person. I have to just know her. In fact, I met you through your second
Instagram.
Your first, well, but I stalked you at your first Genius conference.
Did you? I didn't know that.
We were in the
That's
middle
so
of this
cool.
life transition. And I said to Mark, I need to go to Texas. There's a conference. And he was like, who's doing it? Jennifer or Hallie or who, which of your friends are doing, is it Danielle Bean, your friend?
Yeah.
I'm like, they are my friends, Mark.
They are your friends.
Instagram
Absolutely.
for people with blogs. Like, Jennifer came to my church, you know, he's like, they're not your friends, you don't know them. I'm like, Mark, please.
Absolutely.
So the Genius Conference on Instagram literally looked like exactly what I needed, because we were leaving Connecticut and it was a really weird time.
Yeah, that's tough.
So I was like, I'm gonna meet her and we're gonna be friends. And Mark's like, okay, Lisa, and I'm gonna meet Walt Disney when he's, you know, not frozen anymore.
Same level, right? Yeah, I wish. That's awesome. Yeah, and then you were like, I wish you could come and see my conference, and I was like, done. And then you were probably like, oh God.
I was like, are you punking me? Like, are you really coming?
Yeah, bought a ticket, flew up there. I was like, sure, I'll come.
I didn't just say, can you come? I was like, you need to be the MC for my conference. And
it was awesome. You have the best friends ever. And the conference was amazing. I was like, what? Like, I was so blown away. It was the most professional thing I've ever seen. I was like,
you are full of it. You are full of it. I pulled it off with Jennifer Corsano by the strings of my
did you have? 25? Like, it was insane. I was like, what? It was beautiful with the things you had, like easel with things with pictures, and like, it was so professional, so well done. Like, all of the, what is this? What am I trying to do? Like, graphics, programs. Programs. What is that? The media. I don't know what to say. I'm not in
the marketing.
Yeah, the marketing and the graphics and the programs and the boards and you had a photographer, and like, I mean, it was just like amazing.
Photographer, she's amazing, Aviva Malik.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Well, so the thing,
so many names on that roster, and
you were amazing.
Stellar. That's what was so. Everybody was a knockout. You know what I mean? Like, both physically they were, and like what they said. I was like, who are these people? Who lives in Connecticut like this? Like, everybody was like, bam, bam, bam. And I was like,
yeah. And then you came in and they were like, what did you do? How did you get this lady to come be your MC? And then you complimented them.
Up here, nobody wanted her.
Yeah, I was going to MC my own conference, and all of a sudden I had a real MC. And everybody's like, this is legit. You have an MC from.
I love it. Texas. I love it.
And you complimented them on their expertise and how fancy and beautiful they were. They were from New England. They had never had someone compliment them on their beauty. And you brought the Texas, you and Catherine Whittaker rolled in there with your Texas and your y'all, and they looked at me like, what did you just do? You brought Texas to Connecticut. And these ladies think we're pretty. Are we supposed to be offended, or are we supposed to be happy that she thinks we're beautiful? And I was like, you're just supposed to say thank you, okay? We're not gonna have a sexual harassment lawsuit here because Liv thinks you're beautiful, okay? Like, just take a compliment.
That's so funny. That's why New York, I tell you what, New York State,
New York.
Stamford is like where I want to live.
You're a hero there. You're a celebrity.
I love it because I've never had two towns respond to me. Well, I don't know if New York City's called a town, but I've never had them respond to me. But I think this makes sense why.
Community.
They're not really responding to me in a positive way. They're just confused. And I take it as a compliment.
No, they love you. Well, those were
I
just
love New York City. I go down that street. I know people's names by the end of the time that I'm there. And I'm like, what's up? Like, you know, like,
they have your cell phone number. You have their
love
number.
it.
You're like
I love
bread
it.
recipes.
I love it.
Pasta. You're.
I didn't know people weren't like that though. I didn't know. It's you know, it's the Southern naivety. I had no idea. I think I have all these friends and I'm just scared.
No one would have ever done what you did. No one would have gone to Houston and been like, I'll see you at dinner and I'm going to go smoke your husband's cigar and we're going to have a glass of wine and then I'm going to be an MC and then we're going to go to mass and I'm going to, Catherine and I are going to come to your church basement and we're going to drink Dr. Pepper. I mean, you brought Southern hospitality. You brought stories about New Orleans. I know I don't say it right, but
no, you do. That's how I say it. New Orleans. Yeah, that's how real people say it. It's not Nolans. It's not New Orleans. It's not. It's like pecan. You say pecan, not pecan.
Pecan. Pecan pie from the Yoders is the best
pie. It's not pecan pie. That's not what we say in the South.
Liv, tell me when can we read your new book coming out soon? When will you be done with that?
No idea. I'm not working on it. It's the proposal is with Ave Maria Press and they haven't given
their books.
I know.
All their books on Black Friday. Everyone.
Right. That they want it and then I'll write it. But if they pass, then I'll write it. But I want to do, we'll see what they want to do. They haven't told me yet. It's been on pause.
They want
a lot of things on pause.
Zoom, you know.
It's cool, you know, it's all good. So it's there. I've got nothing but time.
I mean, I think it would make sense for your book to be on next year's Black Friday sale list because I love Black Fridays for Catholic things. I always buy things on Black Friday that I don't need, but I love the Catholic book companies and I love Ave Maria's books. They buy every book on the list every year on Black Friday, and they're all good. Like
they're sensational books. Yeah,
and this year's books are going to be phenomenal. Well, I'll share them with you next time we talk because you know I'm the book lady. I have a lot of books.
You are. Well, you're an English teacher. I mean, come on. That's why that was a perfect fit.
Whenever you say that, I just laugh my head off. I am an English teacher. I did teach for 2 semesters, but I have resigned graciously with their blessing.
You got bigger things to do, friend.
When we signed our little contract, my amazing head of school said, let's just get this school open in a pandemic. You know, let's be bold, let's get open. This is where we are. And we know that, I said, why don't I get certified as a teacher? You know, Monday nights, he's like, nope, let's not do that. You have 5 kids, let's not get certified. And he indulged my amazing, you know, nighttime Catholic fun with all the people I talked to. And so
I love it.
We had a blast, and you were helping me so much in your teacher wisdom to tell me teachers really are heroes. It is really hard.
It's very different work than any other kind of work that's out there. I think the only thing that would be similar and then way harder in a different way, obviously, would be the medical profession because you're working and it's not just, you know, a job. You are emotionally invested, you're physically invested, you're spiritually invested. Like it takes all your senses. It's like parenting on crack. Like you have 20 kids and I had 28 kindergarten kids when I was teaching, and it's tremendous to have to be everything to them all day long.
Yes.
And then you have all the admin stuff, and you have all the state stuff, and you have all the after school, whatever, and you have parents, and it is insane. Like it is a tremendous job that people, unless you're a teacher, and that first year, that's a killer. It is like nothing else. So it's tough, and teaching is unlike anything, and it really takes every fiber of your being and every part. And that's what's hard. So it's exhausting. It's a lot.
So have you read this book, The Empath Experience? What to do when
I've
you
heard of it.
everything? So
I've heard it.
I'm not promoting this book. I'm only bringing it up because you and I might be empaths. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I am. I do
you
know that
You're an empath?
Yeah.
Me too.
I-
Surprise.
yeah. There you
So
go.
if you're a teacher and you're an empath,
Yeah.
I think it makes teaching even more wonderful and more difficult because every kid brings their own stuff. They bring their family stuff. They bring their work academically, but they also bring that guidance need. And our school was in a little transition, so we hired a couple different things and they were wonderful, but we didn't hire a guidance counselor this year. And my mom was a guidance counselor. So there was a lot of guidance in the pandemic, opening up, is it safe, mask, no mask. So I think you understand the importance of guidance and self-care and,
Emotional
emotional health.
mental health is a big part of me and what I talk about.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
You repost these things about anxiety and depression on your Instagram, and I have printed, I don't know if you do this, but I print 100 free pictures through Snapfish every month.
Oh, that's cool.
Shot all my favorite Instagram posts, and then I print them for free. So I have a classroom full of, my wall is just pictures in my classroom. So they get to see all of your posts about anxiety, because I would say most teenagers today self-proclaim have anxiety. So you post like anxiety do's and don'ts. They're phenomenal. I love your work you do on social media. It's not just fun, it's a ministry, right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 100% is. Yesterday was actually a big day of mental health for me. And I learned something on my Instagram. I made a post that didn't do that well. And I'm definitely a person who should not be on social media because all I do is refresh the numbers all day long. Like, it's not healthy for me. I am not a healthy social media person. I am exactly who I tell you not to be. And like, I have an app that tells me who dropped me and like all the things. I watch the numbers, and
we don't care about that person who dropped you. Forget that person. You know what? They're in their own place and they don't need to tell you.
It's not like that. I want to know what I've done. Like, I'm like, oh, what can I fix? But yesterday my post didn't do well, which I was like, God, that's surprising. I thought it would, but the stories yesterday went phenomenal and my DMs never stopped. Like, I mean, I know it's not called texting, but that's basically what you're doing when you're answering DMs. It was all day long, all night long.
Really? What was the topic? How can we find this?
So in my stories, I went private, I guess. I mean, because if you don't watch the stories, then you don't know. It's not like I'm trying to do privacy because I'm a public account, the Liv Harrison. And I was saying, I'm not feeling Christmas, y'all. Like, I'm just not feeling it.
Amen to that.
Yeah. I was like, I don't understand. I'm a little concerned. My friend, Amanda Vernon, who's a big time
I love Amanda. I met her through your Live to Laugh Instagram series.
Yeah, she's become a huge part of my life. And we're Instagram friends. And yeah, we've made this great connection and we've really grown as friends. And so I posted this photo and I was saying, I could tell immediately, which I don't think I got across enough on my post. The smile in the photo looks like something I haven't seen in a long time. I haven't seen that specific smile on my face. And I hadn't really thought about it. I was like, God, I look different. Like, not like, oh, I look younger. Like, I must have been using a good moisturizer, or yeah, that's because it was like so many years ago. It's a very specific smile to me. And so I was writing about it and Amanda picked up on that. And she wrote on there about her smile and how she feels like she's worried that she lost it and was having a conversation with her husband about it. Well, then we started going back and forth in our stories yesterday, having this intense conversation about, I'm over here worried, am I forever changed from this pandemic? Have I lost the thing that people really loved about me, which I have a magnetic big personality that usually I describe myself as like a firework. Like, at least you'll stay for the show, and then a lot of people drop off, like they're like, oh, that was fun. but
No,
I'm good.
You have a great show, and it's worth a lifetime.
I'm really a fireworks show. So I'm worried. Like, what if I'm not even a fireworks show anymore?
You
Like,
are a fireworks show on track. You're not lost.
Like, I see a difference in myself. And she said something she said a lot of profound things. They're actually still in my stories.
All right, I'm going to check it out.
I need to like record, I might go save them and put them in a highlight because I don't know when you'll produce this so people could go find it.
I'm looking at it right now because I haven't looked at it.
She said a lot of profound things, and she talked about, oh God. And then she sang to me, like her voice is ridiculous. So anyway, long story short, this is boring. Who cares about my Instagram stories? People started writing, and I mean, writing. I had one, he's a seminarian that follows me, and he wrote me pages and like quotes of St. Francis de Sales that are like phenomenal. Yeah, that's where it starts with her talking to me. And it was just
that you were talking to each other on the story.
Yeah, we are. It was really great. And then our whole DM was filled. Like, we were privately talking. It was beautiful. Wow. It really was so great. And I'm sad that I need to make it a highlight because I don't want to lose it. It was a great conversation. I wish I could publish what people were writing me though in the DMs. I had some like deep stuff sent to me, and I was like, dang, thank you. Yeah. People were, I don't know. It was beautiful. Yesterday was really beautiful, and I learned a good lesson because I didn't get the post numbers I hoped, but there was this whole other work going on, and that's where those of us who are doing what we're doing, why we're doing it, it's good to have days that remind you. You know what I mean? That because it's so easy to get lost behind the screen. I get lost behind it all the time because it's literally all I have right now is behind the screen. So it was a really beautiful day of people hugging me, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Like through the glass. So
you are so huggable and lovable and inspiring. Everyone loves you so much. You are so deep and you have so much depth intellectually, spiritually. We could literally talk about your topics for hours. I mean, I would love to talk about marriage and your marriage tips. I'd love to talk about post-hysterectomy challenges you both experienced. I want to talk about friendship and slumber parties with girlfriends and starting businesses and nonprofit work. I mean, you are literally a podcast of your own. Like, I could interview you every day for like a year, and we'd have like a Liv Harrison interview podcast. Like, you are obviously one of my best friends. You're my favorite speaker. Your podcast, Talk to Me with Liv Harrison, is on my automatic listen to every minute. It goes above Bishop Caggiano's Let Me Be Frank. And I love you, Bishop Caggiano. But my bestie Liv here, she usually gets the download first.
I'm paying her to say these things.
Oh, no. I love you, Steve Lee and Veritas Catholic Radio. I love you, Father Gill.
He's so great. Father Gill is like, he's one of the last people I saw because you were so kind.
What's his podcast called? Restless.
Oh, he's great. And I got to read his house.
Restless Catholic Media, his new podcast. And it's in the basement of the Basilica where you gave the talk with Catherine.
Where my pretend home is. I live in Stamford.
It's your home parish in Stamford, Connecticut. You need to fly to Mass, but the confessional is always busy because they
get an apartment in Stamford. I flippin' love that place.
I'm gonna get you an apartment above Columbus Park. You can eat all the fresh pasta. I love it.
Oh, Columbus Park! Don't even get me started. Do not start.
You should be the media spokesperson.
Do not. I will.
Best pasta. Your husband brought it over.
No, I got to go on a date with Angela the last time I was there in February.
Okay, now just stop it, okay? Now I'm mad at you. I don't even want to talk to you. Another one of my best.
I'm angry.
Okay. Angela is at the Long Hill on Instagram. We adore her.
Like being with Kate Middleton.
I just got in trouble because I said I was mad at my friend by my little.
Oh, she's teasing. She's being silly. She's the one that set up the date.
She mad at. I have no privacy.
That whole thing was great. I went like, You know, it was like 12 people in a row. It was an extra. That was Jesus, like pumping it all in before the pandemic. That date was awesome. You had me meet with all my favorite people on the planet. And I got to top it off with Angela at dinner, where I really, honest to goodness, I was like, I'm basically Meghan Markle in here. And she's
Right?
Kate Middleton. Like,
did you
that's
sit at the
basically
corner
what happened.
table? That's what I want to know. Did you get the corner back table?
We were in the back. I don't know. It was in a corner. We were kind of like, there were people on either side. So I guess that wasn't the corner.
Liv, listen, I'm sorry you haven't
So
arrived.
I'm
You
just
haven't
kidding.
arrived yet with the Marchettis. When you go back, maybe over the next 5 to 20 years, you'll get that back table. It's the VIP table where like all the celebrities, the singers who come to the, Live at 5 concert series, they come and they get the back table. It took me 10 years and I finally got the back table one day.
You
and
should.
Here's how it went down. Mark had all of his colleagues from the investment bank. We had rented basically the place, but I still didn't have the back table. We rented the whole restaurant. And finally, the amazing matriarch of the church, I've named her that, Maria, says to me,
I am her biggest fan.
Lisa, would you like the back table? And I was like, what?
Maria says it is so. That is
Maria gave me the back table. And
Dang.
I literally decided that day, nothing else that would ever happen in my life, even coming to Houston to see your house or
will not top that.
Sirius XM, anything,
No.
getting married to my husband over the 3rd time, anything. Like Maria Marchetti.
Maria Marchetti said you could have the back table. Dead. I would die.
Is she not the greatest human you've ever met?
Okay, listen. I know that y'all probably, whoever's listening is going like, we get it.
No, they don't get it.
These are phenomenal human beings. Maria Marchetti legit is one of the most incredible souls I have ever met.
Right?
Angela Marchetti is absolutely gorgeous inside and out. I can't handle the guy, like Anthony and all of them. They're just that family.
All the sons.
Father, Gil, I am serious, y'all. These are some phenomenal human beings. Connecticut.
How did I ever meet them? I am not worthy. No, I have 5 recipes from their cookbook in my house. I lock it in a back safe. I don't lock any of my pearls, my diamond. I lock the recipes in the back safe in my closet because I know if I ever lose those recipes, it's the only thing I own but my photo albums and those recipes that I would get if they were
in your house.
My kids,
yeah, I feel like
and the
around.
Marchetti recipes.
The Marchetti recipes. But that's my goal now, is to get one of those. So yeah, no, these are just really great, beautiful people who are doing things for the kingdom of God in a way that is profound and in hospitality and in and in relational ministry and in opening their home and their businesses and their church. And it's just like lessons in life without knowing that you're getting lessons. It's just,
you go to the restaurant, you are learning something. Yeah.
Fantastic. So thank you for sharing them with me.
Thank you for meeting them.
So special. And they adore you, as they should.
They adore you. And I've been kind of sad lately because I miss them all so much. So
yeah,
I got all their letters out of my little keepsake box and I taped every picture and letter on my dining room wall. Just at 3 o'clock this morning, I did that because I couldn't sleep. And I found a letter from Maria that actually said they wrote goodbye letters when we moved in the first time in 2014. We moved to Ohio for a bit for a little sabbatical for our house.
My God. Wow.
That's when my husband lost 100 pounds himself. And Maria wrote, I met you, Lisa, when you just became a Catholic and you were preparing your students for confirmation and they were all lined up like military style and you were quizzing them because the bishop was coming and they needed to know what the sacrament was. And you had little flashcards and you were flashing the cards and saying, this is what a sacrament is. And, you know, and I was like, an outward sign given by God, go give grace. No. I was like, you need to know it. Don't mess it up. Father Walsh is going to see, and Monsignor Giovanni is about to come down. And if this bishop, and it wasn't the same bishop, it was a different bishop at the time. And Liv, I literally was the laughing stock of the religious education program in a considerate way. But
In a good way. In a loving way.
You really don't have to be on steroids to teach confirmation. You could just like teach some things, do the things, answer their questions. And I was like, Father Walsh, I just read canon law and this is what it says about this. He's like, you don't have to read canon law to teach confirmation.
Although, I mean, that's nice. We probably should know more canon law. I need to brush up on my canon law. I don't know any.
I just adore these people. And so meeting you after leaving them was divine and providential because you filled an entire year of no Marquettes and no Connecticut Catholics. So you have now been crowned
together, you and I. We just kept going to events. That's what we did. So that was
the best year ever. And I know that I am like, I'm already in trouble with them because I scheduled a Advent Zoom. And of course, I'm already 15 minutes late for my first Advent Zoom. But what are you going to do?
Oh, no. Okay, go.
I am a terrible scheduler. I'm getting texts from Alexandra saying, are you done recording with Liv? Because we're going to get on the Zoom. And I'm like, I can't answer her right now because I'm talking to the Liv Harrison, the one and only.
I'm always,
lady.
I'm always.
Can I ask you, can we possibly like sometime talk again?
Sure, of course. Absolutely.
The bridge is
much to talk about.
The bridge is going up. I can't wait to show it to you in person.
I know, right?
Can we say a small farewell for now, and I'll probably call you in 2 minutes on your phone. But I am so blessed you came on my Kotacast. You can find Liv Harrison at the Liv Harrison on Instagram, on Talk to Me podcast.
Yeah, podcast. Yeah.
The best podcast around. On Facebook, your website, thelivharrison.com, and you're on Taylor Scholl's.
Oh yeah, Forte Catholic every now and then. Like every 5 weeks.
Discerning Marriage.
You're
everywhere.
Well, no, it's all insight. So,
you're so rad.
Thanks for having me. This is fantastic. Congratulations to you. It's so great to see you doing something with your gifts and talents, and that you're sharing with the world. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Liv.
Go have fun. Go have a blast.
Happy pandemic to you.
Happy pandemic.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.